Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, we're going to cover an important update that affects millions of Americans. The revised forecast for the 2026 Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment, also known as the COLA. This revision could significantly impact beneficiaries of SSA, SSI, and SSDI programs. We'll also take a close look at how recent economic developments, including the potential impacts of tariffs, could affect your future benefits. So whether you're a retiree, receiving supplemental security income, or on Social Security disability insurance, this update is critical for you. Let's begin with a quick overview. Every year, Social Security beneficiaries receive a cost of living adjustment, or COLA, which is designed to keep benefits aligned with inflation. This increase is automatically calculated and applied based on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, CPI-W, a metric released monthly by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The COLA is determined by comparing the average CPI-W from the third quarter of the current year, July, August, and September, to the same quarter from the previous year. If there's an increase, beneficiaries receive a COLA. If the number is negative, benefits remain the same. Social Security never decreases your payments due to deflation. In 2025, beneficiaries received a 2.5% COLA. However, early projections for 2026 are showing a slightly different picture, and that's what we're diving into next. A recent article published by the Motley Fool outlines the newly revised COLA estimates for 2026. According to the latest analysis, the Senior Citizens League, a prominent advocacy group, has updated its forecast based on the March CPI-W data. That March figure showed a 2.2% year-over-year increase, compared to 2.7% in February and 3% in January. As a result, the League now projects a 2.3% COLA for 2026, a slight decrease from the current year's 2.5%. This is a crucial development, especially considering how dependent many seniors are on their Social Security benefits. According to the Social Security Administration, nearly half of U.S. households aged 65 and older rely on Social Security for the majority of their income. One major factor that could influence the final 2026 COLA is the reintroduction of tariffs under former President Donald Trump's proposed policies. Economists have suggested that these tariffs, particularly if applied to goods from key international trading partners, could result in higher consumer prices, thereby influencing inflation metrics. So, what does that mean for your benefits? Well, higher tariffs may drive up the cost of imported goods, which could cause inflation to spike. If that happens in the third quarter, it could push the CPI-W higher, resulting in a larger COLA for 2026, potentially up to 4.7%, according to some Wall Street estimates. But keep in mind, a higher COLA often means that inflation is surging, which also raises your cost of living. So while a 4.7% increase may sound great on paper, if you're paying 6% more for groceries, gas, and medication, the net benefit might feel minimal, or even negative. Another issue raised in the article is the relevance of the CPI-W as the metric used to calculate COLA. Since 1987, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has also maintained the CPI-E, Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which better reflects the spending habits of Americans aged 62 and older. This metric places greater emphasis on healthcare and housing, two categories that make up a significant portion of senior spending. Yet, despite its relevance, the CPI-E has never been adopted for COLA calculations. Historically, the CPI-E has averaged about 0.2 percentage points higher annually than the CPI-W. While that may seem small year to year, over decades it can result in significantly higher benefits. This raises an important question. Should COLA calculations be updated to reflect the spending realities of retirees and people with disabilities? To clarify when we'll get a final answer, the COLA for 2026 will be officially announced in mid-October 2025, after all CPI-W data from July, August, and September has been released. Here are the actual CPI-W values from 2024 for comparison. July, 308.501. August, 308.640. September, 309.046. Those values will be compared to the same months in 2025. The percentage increase will determine the COLA. As of now, Q1 2025 CPI-W data shows a 2.6% increase over Q1 2024, but keep in mind that Q3 will ultimately be the determining factor. Another interesting update. The Senior Citizens League has floated a potential proposal regarding Social Security overpayments and clawbacks. In cases where the SSA has overpaid beneficiaries, they often reclaim 100% of future payments until the debt is repaid, sometimes causing extreme financial strain. A new idea gaining traction is to redirect those reclaimed funds back to beneficiaries as a type of annual supplemental payment or dividend. According to the League's analysis, if the SSA were to return 100% of reclaimed overpayments in the form of payouts to seniors, each individual could receive a one-time check of approximately $495 in 2025, and an additional $77 annually in future years. This concept hasn't been enacted yet, but it represents a creative way to help beneficiaries without increasing the federal budget. It's important to remember that while a high COLA might sound beneficial, it's essentially a reaction to rising prices. In an ideal scenario, inflation remains low and stable, meaning your purchasing power remains consistent without the need for dramatic COLA adjustments. For example, in years like 2021 and 2022, COLAs surged due to extremely high inflation. While beneficiaries received adjustments of 5.9% and 8.7% during those years, the reality is that most seniors still lost purchasing power because prices outpaced their benefit increases. Let's recap the key points. The 2026 Social Security COLA has been revised to 2.3% based on March CPI-W data. Tariffs proposed by the Trump administration could impact inflation and result in a higher COLA, potentially up to 4.7%. The current system uses CPI-W, but many advocates argue that CPI-E would more accurately reflect senior spending. Final COLA figures will be announced in October 2025, based on third-quarter CPI-W data. There's a proposal to issue supplemental payments from clawback funds, possibly adding extra financial relief for beneficiaries. These updates are crucial for all Social Security recipients, retirees, those on SSDI, and SSI beneficiaries. We will continue monitoring these developments closely and provide timely updates as more data becomes available. If you found this information helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future updates. Let us know in the comments below. What do you think about the revised COLA forecast? Should the CPI-E be used instead of CPI-W? And what's your take on the clawback redistribution idea? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.